Marriage, a union of two individuals desperately in love with each other. Two individuals willing to sacrifice each other's comfort for the happiness of the other. Marriage, one of the grandest and most unforgettable events in a person's life. Marriage. I rest my case.
Hi, welcome to our channel. I'm Jando.
And May?
And today we're going to be talking about a very special topic. It's expectations versus reality on marriage.
But before we proceed, make sure you like and subscribe. And also feel free to share this to your friends and families who are struggling with their marriages and even life experiences.
On our first episode, we mentioned that we were dreamers. Today, we're going to be doing just that. We have so many expectations about marriage.
So we will relive our dream world on marriage.
Yes. So, what were your expectations before we got married?
Okay.
Oh boy.
These were my expectations before we got married. I had a lot of expectations like most of the girls would have, but I will narrow it down to at least 3. First, I was expecting that his being a gentleman would double when we get married. Before we got married, he was such a gentleman. He would always carry my things, hold my hand.
I did?
Yes. And always make my way safe. And sometimes when we are riding the bus in Bohol or we were doing ministry, he would put his hand on my head to make sure that I could really rest well when we were traveling.
Dumada moves.
And I thought he would double that when we will get married. And he was always so kind when he speaks, and when he was angry, it was so controlled. So I was thinking that he was not an angry man. I thought it was just natural. I was expecting that when we will get married, he would be more patient.
I was your knight in shining armor.
Kind, yes. Like a knight in shining armor. That was my expectation. And second, because my love language is more on kind actions and helpful gestures. I could recall that when we were still going out, he was so helpful. Every time he would visit our house and he sees me washing dishes, he will volunteer to do it instead. Some other chores that I will be doing, he would volunteer to do it for me and he will tell me to just rest. So in my mind, I was saying, wow, this must be a very good guy to be spending my life with. Because I'm sure if we will have kids, he will help me take care of the kids. He will help me with household chores. So I think, oh, this is a great guy. And third, and the most important, is I was expecting that since he really has proven that he was faithful when we were still going out, I was expecting that I will never experience infidelity. That I would be the apple of his eyes. How about you? What were your expectations?
Well, like most other guys, we would love our girls to be sweet, always very sweet when, at all times.
Always sweet and never angry.
To never talk back and reason out when we converse, and things like that. Always understand me with my me time, like my basketball sessions, my video game sessions, and all the hobbies. And well, I'll always appreciate me as me, and always want me as me, and to always be romantic and expressive and spend time with me. And drop everything that she does, whatever it is, including household chores, just to be
Drop everything and just sit beside you
yeah, drop everything,
for hours.
just spend quality time with me and be intimate with me. Sad to say, but it's true. In marriage, reality does not meet our expectations.
Most
Just
of the
like
time.
what we all say, reality bites.
So, my love, it talked about expectations.
Okay.
Now, for the 22 years of our marriage, what has been our reality? Only for the past 15 years,
Scary.
don't worry.
Our reality is, the previous years are really scary. It's also that we were broken people. We carry along with us our past experiences. We have to really also point out that the Bible says that the thief cometh to steal, kill, and destroy. And he is really bound to destroy each individual, bombarding us with so many bad experiences, negative things, negative feelings, and all that. And we carry all those extra baggages. We carry all those negative emotions, all those negative feelings. And, if left unhealed, we are like a ticking time bomb. Fights and misunderstanding during marriage, there's always this tendency to just burst
And
without
displace your anger.
control anymore. And since the sweetness and the gentleness are already not there, what's left is an angry man. And
The words become so hurtful.
yeah,
When we were fighting, all we wanted to do was to really get back at each other with hurtful words. But you were more of that.
okay, guilty as charged.
Before, when I would commit like a simple mistake, he would get so mad at me, and the magnitude of my sin would be like this. No, the size of my mistake is like this, but the magnitude of his anger is so big.
Yeah, I think all those other things that I'm angry about are carried through.
He was displacing it to me. And sometimes the very hurtful words that I hear, I think were the words that were spoken to him by the people who hurt him.
I think part of it also is that I wasn't, we are the kind of, my parents aren't the kind of parents that, made us involved with the household chores and things like that. We always had people helping us before, so I wasn't trained to do stuff in the house. So that's also a problem. I am not used to do the things in the house.
So that used to be one of our problems,
Mhm.
really.
And I was unwilling also to learn, so that's also the problem. Before, I didn't want to get myself involved. I was like, okay, just do that. Anyway, that's your job description. As a wife, you do all the cooking, you do all the cleaning, you do all those stuff. My job is just to sit and wait for you to call me whenever it's already mealtime.
But thank God it has changed now.
Yeah.
It
I,
has
I,
changed.
it's already changed.
Yes.
Okay.
It has.
Okay, that's I don't want it to come from me.
And the last part is the unfaithfulness, the infidelity thing. Just
Can
the
I just
background.
can I go to the restroom?
Actually, I think what led to that. No, but we will discuss that on a
Yeah, okay.
separate.
Before we move on, I just want to mention it also. I think a big part of it is insecurity. Um, yeah, I think that's really that has some big part of it. Being so insecure, being um, I can't really tell yet what are my experiences way back. That is something probably in the near future. Um, if I can, if I have the courage to open that up, so probably I will.
So, what is your realization?
How about my reality versus my expectations?
Okay. You said earlier that you expected that I would be always so sweet. He tells me a lot of time. He used to tell me before that why am I not so sweet anymore? That I already know how to talk back and reason out. And he tells,
Before you continue, I just want everybody to know that she was really the darling. In our campus before, she was really the darling and all that because she was sweet and she was gentle and she was soft spoken and stuff like that. And when we were married, because of the things that I did to her, it's like I have awakened a monster. And a monster that, I have seen a, a character that wasn't there before.
yeah, because I had to fight. I had to
Yeah,
fight
and
that.
really, I have to admit, it's looking back now, looking at it now, I can really say that part of it is really my fault. I am to blame.
Not
I
just
am.
part, but big part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he was always hurting
And
me.
husbands, you need to see that also.
Yes, if you want your wives to be sweet to you, always remember this principle: love begets love. True that love should be unconditional, but mind you, wives, no matter how patient we are also human beings, and it's so hard to
You
be
were
in
patient?
in a relationship to be every day hear hurtful words. Of course, you will always reach that limit to say, hey, that's enough, that's too much. So that was what happened to us. I cannot say I love you to him with all my heart anymore. I cannot.
Before we continue, can you say that to me now?
I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
I cannot anymore appreciate him sincerely from my heart because all I could see, all I could feel is pain.
Looking at it, it's really gloomy. Those days are really so gloomy. And if you are experiencing it right now, do something.
We realized, I know you can attest to this. The things he wanted, appreciation, intimate moments, romantic relationship, all these things, it just followed. when our relationship was healed.
Mm.
The things my husband wanted from me, like being sweet, always appreciative, always romantic, always intimate with him, those things naturally followed after he changed.
Mm.
After he stopped hurting me in words and deeds.
I was hurting you? Yeah.
I'm sure he can attest to that. That
Yeah. Yeah.
all those things just flow.
Yeah. I can attest to that.
So
what went wrong? Everything goes wrong when we cease to do what we used to do to make relationships work.
I think also another reason why things normally go wrong after the romantic stage is because the natural man comes out. In dating, you think of your girlfriend, you think of your boyfriend, but in marriage, it's the other way around. All you think is yourself.
Mm.
You want to be prioritized. Me.
So when that happens, the romantic stage ends.
Mm-hmm.
What is this romantic stage?
Basically, a romantic stage is like the dating stage. So basically, there are 4 stages of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The romantic stage, the disillusionment stage. It's the stage where you begin to unfold who you really are. And because of that, conflicts arise. And if conflicts arise during the disillusionment stage, it will carry on to becoming unresolved conflicts, and then misery, the 3rd stage, will happen.
Mm-hmm.
If misery is already so big and it's unresolved, then it will lead to stage 4. Either you resolve or you separate. Most of the time in misery, infidelity happens, domestic violence happens, and so it goes to stage 4. There are 2 general things that will happen. Either you resolve or you separate.
So when the romantic stage ends, it is replaced by conflict after conflict after conflict. The marriage goes down until love is gone.
We used to call each other best friends.
That's during the time when we were still dating. That's how we call ourselves. Best friend, best friend.
But already there came a point
And
we hated each other so much.
best enemies.
We became best enemies.
For me, I thought the first and second year of our marriage was still the romantic stage, but I was constantly hurting her with harsh words,
Displaced anger.
words, and I had so many anger issues before. For her, our romantic stage lasted less than if I'm to ask you.
8 months only.
I don't that short. Less than a year, I guess. Yeah. And disillusionment already was setting in.
And it went on.
So fact check.
Yes. Now let's look at statistics to prove what we have been talking about. From the Office of the Solicitor General, from 2018 until 2017, the number of annulment and nullity cases filed for the last 10 years totaled to 75,696 marriages. And the cases before that, since the case records from the old case management system, there's a total of 53,932. So that means a total of 129,628 marriages underwent annulment proceedings. In my personal opinion, since these are annulment cases filed yet, so that means not all of these cases are concluded or granted annulment. But if a marriage reaches that point, that means it's already so bad. No? So, okay, let's assume out of the 129,000 plus marriages, 5% of them reconcile. Hopefully. I think 5% is even very liberal already. But let's say, 5%. What will that give us? Let us say 129,628 plus 5%. That's 6,482 marriages. So let us calculate with the remaining 123,146 marriages. Let us say out of that 123,146 marriages, less the 5% assumption that they reconciled. If these 123 plus marriages have 2 children, okay, multiply that. So that will total up to 246,292 children. At an average of 2 children per marriage. The effects of broken homes for the 10 years covered, excluding 2018 to 2020. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Yeah.
292,000 plus children.
And the problem is the casualties of this war between both parents are the kids.
Yes. So that results to what?
Suffering.
Child abandonment, child neglect. Sometimes you are making these kids so vulnerable to sexual abuse.
Yes.
Statistics only cover 10 years. And previous to that.
Yeah.
How about those that were not able to file for annulment because they don't have the money? We can if only there's a way to count them.
And the another problem is that, after separating, they will, both of them will find another and, another
repeat
kids,
the same cycle.
another
casualty.
Yes.
So we wonder why our younger generation are problematic.
Yes.
Look at statistics. Look at the facts. That is why if you are listening to us and your marriage is also very much struggling and you are not willing to
do something.
Yes, to resolve it. You are thinking of separation. We want you to consider greatly.
There's something that you have to work on. Just like what I always say whenever we conduct marriage seminar. We are willing, we want it to work, but we are not willing to work on it. So there's something, we have this great responsibility as, couples, as parents. We need it to really work for the sake of our kids.
If the basic unit of society falls apart, societies will follow, communities will follow. No wonder children in conflict with the law. The rate is rising higher and higher. You wonder why these kids are so young, but they are already committing crimes. I heard in Cebu before, while we were undergoing the family therapy training, there was an elementary school somewhere in the north part of Cebu, south part of Cebu. A pupil, I can't remember the grade, I think it was grade 3. She was raped by 3 of her classmates.
You mentioned that to me before, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Why? Because These kids grew up without parents. These kids grew up without the protection
And
of
sometimes,
love.
when they're, especially the mother, when she'll find another partner and taking along with her their kids, or especially daughters, and sometimes they get abused with their stepfathers.
The result of broken marriages, they are so staggering.
Yes.
So that is why, if your expectation and reality in marriage right now is not matching, these are the effects: disappointments and regret. You will keep telling yourself, I married the wrong person. I made the wrong choice. And so you will end up.
I think that's what will really happen if both sides are
not willing
to
work.
do something, not willing to
Correct.
do anything about
Mm-hmm.
the conflicts. We still have a lot of things to discuss as we go along, but I just want to say this. There is something really that must be done. You need to really bring back the unconditional love, both of you. But I can only speak for the husbands. You have to also do a great part of it. You have to reach out. You have to let your wife feel that you're there for her. That you're always there for her. That you are a crying shoulder, an arm for support, and a lot of things for her. You are the head and the strength of the family.
And also the greatest factor that can, after you have listened to my husband, if you are willing to make your marriages work, the greatest factor that will make you succeed is this, as just like what we have experienced. You let God save you first individually.
Yes, that's really true.
Let God enter into your life.
Let Him heal
Let
you.
Him heal you. Let Him heal you of all those pain that you are hiding. If you have traumatic childhood, let God heal you first. You as a wife, if you are carrying so much unforgiveness and bitterness and pain, let God heal you also. And also, on the next episode, we will be talking about the stages of marriage. We encourage you to leave your comments on the comment
If you
section.
have other questions, any questions or anything that you want to clarify, whatever it is, you can just leave those questions and those comments down below.
And also, if you want to suggest what topics to discuss, to be discussed by us, you can also write it on the comment section.
Yes, and we'll be very happy to discuss those.
That's it for today. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share to your friends so they too can find healing for their life, love, and marriage.
So take care. Till next time. Bye.